Question has come up a lot. Should you pay for a spell? Should you pay for a spell? A lot of people come to witches for help because they have tried every natural, mundane way to get help and it has not worked out. So they go to the supernatural, going through the witch for help. But should you pay for a spell? I believe that you should pay for a spell. If you trust that witch, high priest, or high priestess, then yes, that witch, that high priestess, that priest should be compensated for their time. It doesn't have to be money. It can be a gift card. But I believe that witches should be compensated for their time and their energy. Witches work with the energy found in nature to bring about real, significant, and permanently positive change. Lots and lots of energy. So that witch should be compensated for the energy and the time they put into that spell. Some people say that witches should use their powers for good and not expect anything back. Some people go as far to say that witches are obligated because they have powers to help all people. That's not true. First of all, a witch is not obligated to do anything ever. Yes, witches are all powerful. Witches are all powerful, but they are not obligated, required, or must help all people. No, not everyone is deserving of help from a witch. Not everyone is deserving of help from a witch. It's a privilege. It's an honor to get help from a witch or a high priest or a high priestess, but they're not required. They're not obligated to help anyone. You can offer a witch $10,000 and he or she could still say no for their own reasons, just like a witch has his or her own reasons for doing witchcraft. They have their own reasons for not helping you, and those reasons are to be their own. Those reasons are their own business, not yours. If you ask a witch for help, you should at least pay for the supplies that they need to do the spell that you're asking them to perform. Some people don't know this about witches, but ingredients can be pricey. Ingredients from doing spells, rituals, hexes, and curses can be very pricey. Like, ouch, that's a lot of money. And the witch, the high priest, the high priestess should not have to go into their own funds to buy what is needed to do a spell that you have asked for. You should be able to supply the money that it costs to buy the item that the witch needs to perform the spell. It should never have to come out of the funds of the witch you are seeking out. You have to give an equal exchange. When you have a witch doing work for you, you have to give them an equal exchange. Like I said, it doesn't have to be money. It does not have to be money. It can be a gift card. So let's say a witch charges you $100. I don't have $100, okay? You have gift cards. Maybe the witch wants a gift card from Amazon, eBay, Amazon. I just said Amazon, Apple. But it has to be an equal exchange. It has to be an equal exchange. Don't ever show up to a witch or seek out a witch to help you empty-handed. You have to show up to the witch with something, with some type of offering that is of equal exchange. Equal exchange. Don't ever show up to a witch seeking out their help with nothing to offer them. You have to give the witch something. A witch is not going to do a spell out of the goodness of their hearts. No. Not all witches are love and light. And yes, every time you ask me for a spell, I'll do it for you and don't expect any type of compensation. That's not true. That's not true. That's not going to happen. No, witches are not money hungry. Witches are still human. Some witches, many witches are witches full time. That means this is their employment. Not only are they a witch, they are also employed as this. That means they charge money for the services. So you can't guilt trip a witch. You can't try to use the Wiccan Rede against witches. By the way, not all witches follow the Wiccan Rede, because the Wiccan Rede is for Wiccans, not for witches. Witches can be Wiccans, and they can also not be Wiccans. Not all witches are Wiccan. So witches don't have to follow the Wiccan Rede. So you can't use the Wiccan Rede as some type of documentation that they have to help you for free. Now, if you don't have the money or you're not willing to give them anything, go on your merry way and try and fail again to solve your problems naturally. But don't seek out a witch with nothing to offer them. Witches still have bills to pay, rent, mortgage. And if you're serious, you will cough up the dough. If you are serious, you will compensate that witch. If you are serious, you will give that witch honor, appreciation, gratitude for them taking time out of their busy life to help you. You have to give the witch something. Never show up empty-handed. So yes, I do believe that you should pay for a spell. A witch is not going to accept a IOU. Don't play that with them. Witches are not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. Don't tell a witch, I'll pay you when I get my check in 2 weeks, or I'll pay you next month. No. You pay the witch before they do the service, not afterwards. Not afterwards. And to even suggest that means you're not serious about the spell anyway, because guess what? After the witch has performed the spell for you, you, the person who sorts out that witch, still has to do real world action. So say, for example, you ask a witch to help you get your dream job. You still have to go out in the real world and seek out your dream job. You still have to do something in the natural so that something in the supernatural can shift in your favor. It's not enough for you or any witch to do a spell and do nothing else. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to do something. So witch can do money spells, job spells, love spells. None of those spells will work unless you, the person who has seeked out the witch, also do real world action. The spell that the witch performed for you just made things easier, but it's still up to you to bring it to completion. It's still up to you to bring it to completion. It's still up to you. You still have to do real world action. So when a witch does a spell for you and you think that it did not work, you need to ask yourself, what did I do with my real world actions that did not work? You can't blame the witch. The witch is not at fault because the spell you think failed. The spell failed because you did not do real world action. How many people have come to witches seeking help and then stupidly believing that's all there is to it? No, there's much, much more to it. And it's called real world action. You have to do something afterwards to make that spell work. And if you're serious about a spell, you will pay. You will put your money where your mouth is. You will, if you're serious. So absolutely, I believe witches should be compensated. And like I said, it doesn't have to be money. It can be a gift card, but it has to be something. You have to give the witch some type of honor, appreciation, gratitude. I don't know of any witch in his or her right mind that will just say, of course, I'll do the spell for you for free, with no compensation, out of the goodness of my heart. There is no witch that will say that. Absolutely not. You have to give the witch something. Something, anything. If you can't afford it, then that's fine. If you're serious, you will find a way to come up with the money. Now, I know there are some witches who charge outrageous prices, but it's not outrageous to the person seeking them out if they're serious. The witch can choose whatever amount he or she wants to charge. That's true. But you still have to do real world action. You still have to give the witch something. So I absolutely believe that a witch should be paid for, compensated in some way, not just being given nothing. Like what? What you thought this was? What do you think this is? So yes, of course, compensate, pay the witch. So thank you, witches, for joining me for this quick pop-up broadcast, because this question has come up a lot in our community of witches. Should you pay a witch to do a spell? And I gave you several reasons why that witch must be compensated. So be sure to leave this up on your other social media platforms. Be sure to include this in your stories. Be sure to include this on any personal websites you have that is dedicated to witches, witchcraft, and Hecate, and tell everyone you know who is a witch. There is a high priestess here in New York called High Priestess Autumn Phoenix, who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches, Hecate, and she wants to make sure that all witches live a life of real significant and permanently positive change. Thank you, witches, and now I release you into the rest